In this Get Pregnant Now Quickie episode, we're going to break down a trendy hormone herb and whether it's really the magical fix for hormone imbalances and fertility support. Welcome to the Finally Get Pregnant Naturally podcast, the podcast helping women identify the real reasons you haven't conceived or stayed pregnant so you and your partner can finally grow the family of your dreams. I'm your host, Dr. Katie Wood. Let's dive in, shall we? In this episode, we're diving into what Vitex actually does in the body and how it may support hormone balance, who might benefit from Vitex and who should avoid it, and why working with someone trained in fertility herbalism is key before adding any herbal supplement to your protocol. So, we're going to be tackling one of the most asked about and discussed fertility herbs on the market, and that is Vitex. And you may have seen it discussed on social media, marketed as the miracle herb to fix all of your hormone problems. But is it really the right answer to your irregular cycles, low progesterone, or missing periods? So let's break it down together. Vitex agnus castus, also known as Chaste Tree Berry, is an herbal remedy traditionally used to support menstrual and reproductive health. It's believed to influence the hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis, essentially the communication system that regulates your hormones. And the most well researched effect of Vitex is its ability to support healthy progesterone levels by influencing luteinizing hormone, also known as LH, and potentially reducing excess prolactin. This can be helpful for women with luteal phase defects, short cycles, or irregular ovulation. And it's often used in cases of low progesterone, PMS or PMDD, irregular or missing periods, and even for post birth control regulation. So here's a question I sometimes get. Can you get Vitex from your food? And the short answer of that is no. This one isn't like your leafy greens or seeds. Vitex is taken as an herbal supplement, typically in tincture or capsule form, and its potency comes from specific plant compounds, and it's not necessarily found in food that we are regularly consuming. Here's what I want you to know as someone who is on a conscious fertility journey, and I know that because you're listening to this podcast. Herbs like Vitex can be a part of a bigger healing picture. It can support your endocrine system and your hormones gently when used appropriately. But I think we need to remind ourselves that they're not a quick fix, they're not a magic wand. And honestly, it's not meant for everyone. So let's talk about who Vitex may not be good for. So I would not recommend for any woman with a regular cycle with no signs of progesterone deficiency. If you have PCOS with high LH levels, then Vitex can actually worsen the imbalance. If you have any hormonal sensitivity, it can cause side effects like headaches, mood swings, or cycle disruption in some people. And especially anyone who's undergoing fertility treatments like IVF or egg retrieval protocols, because it can interfere with medications. Now, I want to share just a very quick client story with you. I had a client who I definitely suspected had PCOS, and she had taken Vitex on her own accord, really like self prescribed before we started working together. And one of the things that she noticed is when she was taking it, it actually made her cycles even worse. So, this is where we can see something on the internet, maybe do a little bit of research, but the research or like the article that you read wasn't fully informed and it sounded like it could help, but in reality, it wasn't the right herb for you. And then it can backfire and actually do the complete opposite of what you're hoping to have it help you with. So, if you've been hoping that Vitex is the one to fix your cycle, balance your moods, or help get you pregnant, just remember herbs are potent, they are powerful. And just because something is natural doesn't mean that it's neutral. So, Vitex, like any herbal ally, needs to be personalized and not prescribed broadly from a blog post that you read or an Instagram reel. So, if you're considering adding it to your routine or you have questions about it, make sure to work with someone trained in herbal medicine for fertility, someone who can assess whether Vitex makes sense in your specific situation. So, let's recap. Vitex can support progesterone by acting on the brain hormone connection, and it may help regulate cycles in some women. However, it's not for everyone, especially for those with PCOS, high LH, or someone who already has regular cycles. And just a reminder to always work with a knowledgeable fertility practitioner trained in herbal medicine to ensure that you're using herbs like Vitex appropriately based on your unique needs. And if you love working with herbs like I do, please do so mindfully and ideally with a practitioner who understands your body and your fertility story. So let this be your reminder. You don't need to be chasing the latest trend or miracle supplement to get pregnant. Sometimes the most powerful medicine is laying down fertility foundations, slowing down, tuning in and listening deeply to what your body is saying and speaking to you right now. So until next time, trust your body, honor your timing, and keep showing up. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you on our next episode released every Tuesday and Thursday.
Are you ready to finally discover why you haven't been able to get or stay pregnant? The Ultimate Fertility Blueprint is a quick, insightful quiz designed to reveal your overall capacity to conceive and help you discover potential root causes and areas to address to improve your fertility so you can finally get and stay pregnant. You'll find the link in the show notes. As a quick reminder and disclaimer, this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice. Always consult your doctor or healthcare provider before starting any new supplement or protocol, especially if you're actively trying to conceive or undergoing treatment.